What up everyone? Welcome to StackBMX.com's YouTube channel. Today we're going to do an explain and review on the 2020 Kink Curb Complete bike. As usual, we want you guys to comment, like, turn on your notification bells and share this video, and then also subscribe to our channel to win a bunch of free stuff from our bike shop. Stick around, I'll tell you guys exactly what that stuff is later on in this video, and we'll tell you exactly how to win it. So yeah, let's kind of talk about this 2020 Kink Curb. This bike's been one of our hottest bikes in the previous years, and there's no question why this one is so hot. If you're trying to figure out why you should buy your kid this bike, why you should buy this bike yourself personally, what products are on this bike, what are the differences between this bike and other bikes, I'll tell you all in this video. So I'm here to speak to everybody, so listen up and I'll tell you exactly what this bike's all about. So first of all, when you think of bikes, you kind of think of a kid's bike or adult bike, or maybe something between a freestyle bike and stuff like this, and you're trying to figure out what direction you should go towards. I would say there's, there's a youth bicycle, which is a 20-inch wheel. It usually has like one-piece cranks, very minimal quality, and I wouldn't say quality in parts, I would just say not designed to be jumping and stuff like that. It's kind of designed to go cruise around the neighborhood, maybe jump a few curbs, stuff like that. But if you're going to be doing 180, stuff like that, I would definitely steer you away from those bikes. Those are priced at a little bit lower range. I would say between the $200 to $260 price range is what I experienced from most of our distributors. Those are a small tire. Usually they have the 175 tire, maybe a 2125 in the front. Like I said, one-piece cranks. Really minimal products to get you rolling. They are replaceable, unlike like department store bikes, where if you go to like, a big department store that sells all over the country, they may sell bikes branded with their label on it, but a lot of those bikes are designed to be kind of one-time use or a few uses, then you kind of toss them because some of the crank bearings don't fit, some of the rear wheels don't fit and stuff like that. So I would stay clear away from those if I was you. From my experience, I've had many customers that spend $100 on a bicycle, back wheel messes up, then they have to spend $20 just to replace the back wheel, which that doesn't make sense. I would say 99.9% of the customers don't ever buy a back wheel, so they kind of just toss it. And to find that wheel makes it really, really hard. Whereas that's a department store bike, then you got the beginner youth bike, which is the smallest 175. Then you got like a beginner freestyle bike, which this style bicycle is. So if you're looking for a freestyle bike, or let's say you play sports and you're aggressive and you kind of tear up everything you have, your baseball bats, your gloves, your clothes, your shoes, all that stuff. If you're more the athletic type of person, I would say maybe go towards something like this, maybe a little bit higher end. But let's kind of focus on this bike and tell you what you get from this bike. So this one is obviously geared towards jumping, freestyle bike that you could go to the skate park, you could put pegs on it, stuff like that. So the main thing that riders want to have on their bicycle is, I would say the number one thing is a little bit bigger handlebar. So something like this has a little bit bigger handlebar. I'll tell you a little bit more about the specs on a few. They want a top load stem. You've seen a lot of the other goosenecks, they have, or stems, or whatever you want to call it, have the mount on the front, which is kind of going away. We sell about 99 to 1 top load stems to front load stems. So the top load's what they want. The tires, they're going to be a big fat 2.40 tire, which that's pretty much what all the pros are riding. So having this at the base, price bicycle is amazing. Another thing is that it's got 3-piece cranks, which the difference is 1-piece cranks have one bar that goes through the whole frame. Usually has a large bottom bracket, and you put unsealed bearings in there, and it kind of makes it difficult to upgrade and stuff like that, or it makes it kind of expensive. 3-piece cranks, you're looking about, I would say about $75 to $100 on just 3-piece cranks. So buying a bike, that already has them. The value just makes it a lot better for yourself. Another thing that people will notice is that this has a small ring in the front, and they don't really realize that it has a small ring in the back as well. What that does is it makes the bicycle pedal exactly like the big sprocket bicycles, but for these bikes, it's less material, so it makes the bike a lot lighter, and then it also pedals exactly the same as those big sprockets. And then as well as if you're riding quarter pipes or ramps or going to the skate park and you're trying to drop in the banks or anything super steep, this sprocket being smaller keeps your sprocket from bashing the actual end of the ledge or the quarter pipe or the bank that you're dropping in on, and then keeping that sprocket from hitting it and tossing you all kinds of crazy ways and making you crash. So big plus for the smaller sprocket. So if you're looking for a freestyle bike, definitely get one with the 25 tooth sprocket and that has a 9 tooth driver in the back. And you know, I mean, that's, I would say, the main things that most top end bikes come with. So this style bicycle kind of has all those features, but at a minimal cost. So if you guys notice, bicycles are going up. Last year this was one of the most cost-effective bikes, and it was priced at $279.95. This year they were able to only raise it for $10, so it's now $289.95 for this bicycle. So after all the tariffs and everything like that, the guys over there at Kink did a really good job by keeping the price down. You're going to start to see all these bikes from now on out. All of them are going to raise from, you know, I mean, 10 to 30 to 40, $50 more based on the tariffs in China. So a lot of the bicycles come from China, so you definitely expect more price increases. So good job, Kink guys, keeping it only 10 bucks more. But even at that price range, this bike is still amazing. So I'll kind of run through the parts and kind of explain a little bit more things as we go through. So first off, this bike comes with a 20-inch top tube. So center here to center here is going to be 20 inches long. So this top tube is 20-inch top tube. It's also got 20-inch wheels. So if you're wondering what a 20-inch bicycle is, it's the wheels that makes a bike a 20-inch. Now, if you're talking about frame size, these come in different lengths from, you know, I mean, 18 inches all the way up to 22 inches long. I've seen even 22 and a half inches long, which those are a little bit harder to find. But if they're going to get a bike very first go, they're probably going to want a 20-inch top tube on their bike. And if you want to know what age you should be riding these bikes, I would definitely suggest this bicycle here is from the ages from, I would say, about 10 years old to an adult. If you're 10 and you're big for your age, then you can definitely get on this bike and pedal it around. My son's 10 years old and he just started riding 20-inch, so this is what he rides. And it fits perfect for him. He loved it and he had a good time. He did want to, you know, goof around at 18 because it's a little bit easier to ride, but if you're looking for a long-term investment, he's going to grow and outgrow this bicycle in 2 years, and that's what you want, about 2 to 3 years of your investment on this style of bicycles. So about 10 to an adult, you can buy this bike. Yeah, maybe a little small if you're a tall adult, but just get on a bicycle, something that you love, ride it. You could always buy a frame afterwards. So if you're just trying to start off, dabble with it, great place to start, this size frame. If you're wondering about height-wise, because everybody's different, height-wise, I would say if you're about 4'7" to 5'10", I'd say this bike would be perfect for you. If you're in the closer to the 6 foot range, then maybe look at getting a bike that's a little bit longer. Like I said though, if you starting off, definitely a great place to start. So that's very cool with this frame. I noticed a lot of the geometry is really close to the Pro frames. So kind of bear with me. So this frame is a 100% high tensile steel, so it's not a full chrome moly frame. But if you're out junking this, you're wrecking this bike and you break the head tube off, or you snap the rear end or you crack the frame, this is an introductory bike. So if you're doing that, you probably should be on a better quality bike. If you're busting the parts and stuff like that, you should probably be buying better parts. But what's cool about it is that everybody starts on a base bike. Myself as well, I started on an inexpensive bike, worked my way up. As I broke parts, I bought better stuff. So great place to start, high tensile steel frame, but it's got a 13.75, actually, shoot, don't quote me on the rear end. If you want to know the rear end, hit the link in our in our profile. It'll tell you all the specs on the frame. And there's a link below this video, has a link for this bike. If you go there, it'll show all the specs of the frame. But it's got a relatively short rear end. I believe it's 13.75, but I don't want to be quoted on that. But I believe it's 13.75. I believe the head tube's 74.5. So the difference between these and like department store bikes is that these head tubes are really steep so that kids can do nose manuals and do tricks and ramps. Whereas the department store bikes, they're kind of all, you know what I mean, different angles, and they really don't follow that code, so the bikes aren't going to ride really good. Another thing is that the bottom bracket height, that changes the balance of the bike. So this one is relatively similar to all the bicycles. I think this one's 11.6, but again, don't hold me to that. Relatively, this frame is really nice. Going to set you up for the skate parks, for trails, for street riding. It's got everything that you need to start off on. So let's kind of come to the front of this bike. On the front of it, it's got an integrated headset, which is a lot better than what the moms and dads were riding back in the day, where they would have to tighten their little gooseneck every time they jumped or something like this. This one stays tight, makes it really easy. If you don't want your kid actually having to work on his bike all the time, pulling out the Allen wrenches, this head tube really helps out with that. So once you set it, it's done, and it makes it real simple. You can just compress it, tighten all the bolts up, makes it real simple for your child to be able to fix it one time at the bike shop and then be able to jump non-stop and not have to worry about it. So very cool in the headset. Another thing is this got the American bottom bracket. So this one has a traditional large style bearing size on it, but what's cool is that we sell a 3-piece crank and a bottom bracket that fits it if you want to upgrade your cranks to fit any style 3-piece cranks. So you can totally upgrade, but it does have a larger American/US bottom bracket. So another thing to think about, it has 14mm dropouts in the rear, and it's got upside down 990s. So these are for your brakes, basically tuck them away, and the larger axles to put pegs on, and just makes it really nice. So this frame comes in this smoke red, which is super hot. A lot of people love it. I'll show you a little bit clip of it later on in the video. It also comes in a matte black and a green, or matte black with green vinyl stickers, and then it comes in a cantaloupe, which is like an orangish color, and then it comes in an atomic mint, which is like a teal color. And those are all matte colors. They look amazing. The only gloss color is this gloss smoke red, and it looks phenomenal. If you're into these colors, buy one of these bikes. They're super dope. So let's kind of go to the front of the bike. So this bike comes with 8.75-inch Kink human bars. These are high tensile steel bar. These bars are, I would say, on the larger size. Majority of the bars that we sell on here are 9-inch. So being for a littler guy, being 8.75, it's perfect for them. If you're a taller guy and you buy this bike, maybe think about buying something like a 9-inch or a 9.25 would help you out. But starting off, this is a great place to start, and it's awesome that they got these big bars on it. So that's what all the pros are riding, and that's what's going to help your kid jump on this bike and take off and ride. So another thing is, we'll go to the lever since it's up here. This lever is a Mission 2-finger lever, and I believe it's a desist lever. So that makes it super cool. This brakes work really well. If you get in trouble, you can slam on the brakes, and it's got adjustable barrel adjuster right here, so you can adjust the brakes if you need to. Going down to the stem, it's got a Mission drop forged top load stem. This thing's drop forged. It's pretty light. It's got a pretty tall rise on it, so it'll keep the bars really high and allow you to put your knees inside the cockpit and be able to do 180s, 360s a lot better, be able to do tuck no-handers, a lot of tricks like that where you're getting over your front end. So very cool that they got these two combos on here. Definitely a lot better than a lot of the department store bikes. So if you're looking for a bike with bigger handlebars, definitely this bike. I've seen a lot of models out there from other brands, and they got a really small handlebar, like a 7-inch handlebar, stuff like this. This one's got a lot larger handlebar, and it's pretty awesome because big dudes can ride it too. So if you're 5'10", you can definitely ride this bike. Going down to this Kink Lance Fork. This Lance Fork is 100% high tensile steel. Great place to start off at. It's got a 5mm thick dropout, and it's got some pretty good beef on there, and there's enough clearance for a peg, so you can run a peg on here, no problem. and we'll kind of just drop down to the axle. If you notice, this axle is a little bit longer. The axle is what goes through the actual wheel, and this axle actually allows a hub to ride on it. The middle part is a hub, and this axle is extra long because pegs have aluminum core, and makes the axle nut stick far out. So when you put that aluminum peg on there, you have enough meat on the axle to actually thread the bolt on. So you're going to use like a ratchet, an extension, and a socket to put a peg on. So this one has plenty of meat on there, so you can put pegs on it. If you don't have this much axle sticking out, what's going to happen is the axle nut's going to barely be on there, and first time jumping on a ledge or a rail with your pegs, it's going to shear that axle right off, and it's going to shear the threads off, and pretty much the axle's wasted, which are really hard to find, and you're probably going to end up having to buy a new wheel. New wheels aren't cheap. Front wheels about 55 bucks for a new front wheel, 45 to 55 bucks. So not fun to drop another 45, 55 bucks on a front wheel, and it's just going to be the same. It's not going to be upgraded or anything like that. So very cool that it comes with that. It's got a single wall alloy front wheel with stainless steel spokes on it. Comes in all black, looks super dope. That's what most of the pro riders ride in, all black stuff. And then let's move on to the tire tube. Tube's a regular tube. It's a 20-inch tube. Tubes are kind of like a balloon. If you run over a thorn or a nail, glass, it may puncture. Just buy a new balloon, pump it back up, and you're having a good time. So yeah, regular tube. Maybe think about thorn resistance of tubes if you're tired of popping tubes. The tire is it is a Mission tire, and it comes in the 2.4 size, and this is a street / park / dirt tire, and I would say those in that order because it's directed towards street because it's got the slickness, but it's also towards park because it's got the little grooves on it, and then thirdly towards dirt because it's got more tread, and it's not as knurled as most dirt tires. So big fat tire. If you're wondering what the fat tires do, I would say think about riding a 10-speed. When you get sideways and stuff like that, it gets kind of sketchy. Having a big balloon tire is kind of riding like a supermoto bike, and you can really get into the corners. You can jump jumps, you can ride asphalt, you can ride dirt, and it just grips the ground a lot more. It allows you to get over more and give you more confidence when doing tricks or just cruising down the street at high speeds. So having the big tire is where it's at. Definitely cool that this bike comes with that tire. Next is the Mission one-piece seat post. So this seat post is stationary. At this price point, you're going to get the stationary seat. As you kind of go up in price, you're going to get a good, better, best. But if you're just starting out, this Mission seat is great. It's got a wax-covered nylon cover on it, and it's got a Mission logo on the top, and it's all one piece, so you'll never have to adjust your seat. So very cool. Going down to the aftermarket Kink Hemlock pedals. These things are a nice plastic pedal, and they come in the 9/16. Super heavy duty, a lot of grip on here. It's got some neuro on here. Got some cool Kink logo on the top of it and on the side. These are definitely going to keep your feet in place and allow you to do tricks, even complicated tricks like lucky grinds, crooked grinds, stuff like that. So very nice. Next, it's got a Mission 3-piece cranks, and these are pretty cool because they're tubular. It's got pinch clamps to keep this crank on here. These cranks are full chromoly. It has a chromoly spindle going through, but it is American bottom bracket, and the bottom bracket is unsealed. So if you're trying to upgrade, you're going to have to upgrade the spindle and then the bearings, but great place to start. If you end up damaging these, you might as well step it up to an aftermarket crank and buy the whole kit and get you rolling again. Next, it comes with the 25T sprocket. Like I stated before, it pedals exactly the same as the 44T sprocket or the big sprocket, and it's a pretty basic steel sprocket, so you know it's going to last and it's going to give you a lot of ride time. Next thing I noticed is that it's got a KMC 410 chain, and this chain is on pretty much any single speed bicycle across the world. This has probably been the #1 selling chain throughout history, so you know this chain is very good. If you end up breaking chains, there's always chains available on our website at stackbmx.com. You can find half links or heavy duty full link chains. Most chains come with the half link at the moment, but awesome start, with this 410 chains, quality stuff. Next we'll go up to the brakes. It's got a basic brake cable. It's stainless steel cable, but it splits down to 2 cables. It already has that on there, so it makes it real simple. You don't have extra parts. It makes the bike a little bit lighter. And then it's also got the Mission brakes. These are a drop forged brake, and they got a lot of stopping power. If you're bombing hills and stuff like that, these brakes will definitely stop you or your kid. So yeah, good quality brakes, and yeah, come with 990s. They're fully adjustable. You can adjust the tension, anything like that. And then let's talk about the back wheel. Back wheel's also got the 2.4 tire. Like I said, it makes it real good to lean over and stuff like that. But if you're doing bump jumps and stuff like that, it also prevents your tube from getting flat. Because how your tube gets flat is there's a tube inside here, and it squishes in between the rim, and it actually pinches the tube in between here. So if you have more rubber, it's going to actually make it harder to completely hit that rim and give you a flat. So having a 2.4 tire makes it amazing for that situation. On the back, you got a semi-sealed 14mm axle hub. This is aluminum hub shell with 36 spokes with a single wall alloy rim. So this wheel is going to definitely hold up. I've seen a lot of department store bikes where their back wheel just explodes and they end up having to buy a back wheel, and it's very, very expensive. So like this hub right here is super, super amazing. If you end up damaging like this, definitely you're getting good, you're shredding. So maybe upgrade to another higher end wheel. But this bike is designed to kind of grow, and that's the kind of idea behind it. If you're getting the low end bike, it's basically just building blocks to being a pro. I started on one of these, and I slowly bought stuff as they broke down. So it makes it super, super amazing that you can buy a bike and just get into BMX at this price range, and everything will fit. So you can buy almost everything on our website, and everything will fit on this bicycle. So very, very, very cool. I don't know, overall, I think this bike is an amazing bike for the $289.95 price range. I think if you're looking for a bicycle and you really dig one of these colors, I would say buy this bike, start off here, and then keep riding, and eventually you'll have a pro bike in no time. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, this bike is just absolutely amazing. This is a 2020 Kink Curb in the smoke red. It's also available in the matte Guinness black, and then matte cantaloupe, and then matte atomic green. So if you're looking for those, you can check our website, or maybe even hit a link up there, and it'll send you to one of the other bikes. And yeah, you can purchase on here. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, we told you guys that we give away a bunch of stuff here, and we're really close to 2,500 subscribers. And at 2,500 subscribers, we're going to give you a parts kit from Stranger. So we're going to give you a pair of grips, tires, seat, and pedals. All you got to do is like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below, tell us what you like about this video, what you don't like about this video, something about this bike, other products that you want to know about, pretty much anything on your mind. And yeah, we'll try to post those things on it for you, but that'll enter you into the contest. And then turn on your notification bell, so as soon as we drop a video, your comment's going to be most likely seen by us, because it's going to be on the top. So you can just go to our video and punch in that little, comment, make sure that you're entered, and then we can just check out your, basically gives you better odds of winning, because we'll be able to see your comment there and select one of the higher ones. But it lets you know that we have a video, and then it gives you a chance to enter. So this will continue for the rest of, our YouTube live, and we'll continue to give away stuff. So it'll be entered on any future contest from here on out. And then at 5,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a free bike, possibly one like this. So comment the same way, you're enrolled in the same one, but try to share this video, help us get to 5,000 subscribers, and yeah, that's how you can win some stuff. So I guess the end of the whole video, we like to say, to answer your questions, should you buy your kid this bike? I say definitely yes. They support BMX, they support the bicycle shops, they support younger kids growing up, and it's one of the most inexpensive bicycles, and has one of the best componentry on these bicycles. So if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, Kink is where it's at. buy him one from our bike shop, buy her one from our bike shop at www.stackedbmx and get them rolling. And if you're thinking about for yourself, if you fell in love with this colorway, buy it.